All right, everyone, here we go. This is an all signs reading. Doesn't matter if you're a human being or a raccoon, a chipmunk, a squirrel, a whale, beaver, whatever. You can be a beaver. It's fine. Or a bear. That's perfectly fine, too. This is an all signs reading for Venus in Taurus. Now, Venus is already in Taurus, and I waited until today to pull it for a specific reason. I like to, as I said in yesterday's extended reading for the new moon in Gemini, I like to pull on events after they've happened, while they're in progress, because instead of asking the universe to make a prediction, I'm asking it just to tell me what's going on, like the weatherman sticking his head out the window. It's pretty accurate, because the fool, even if he's a fool, he or she, they can tell what's going on outside. So that's kind of what's going on here. That's kind of why I pulled this reading today, whereas a lot of people pulled it a lot earlier. That being said, you can almost look at this as the new moon in Gemini reading part 2, because I left this energy out of the new moon reading I did yesterday. So today we're going to take a look at what's going on with it. It's going to be a pretty powerful reading. I was pretty excited about both, the yesterday's new moon reading and this one. So let's see where we go. No more without any further ado. First of all, I will say Venus is at home in Taurus. It's where it lives. It likes it there. And as I've been saying, it's not allowing for wishy-washiness. As you can see here, my pre-shuffle, my pre-read opens with the Cape of Assholeness, the Three of Wands, staring out at that ship, right? It's a nice looking ship. It's a lot better than the rocky cliff they're on now. We're going to see where that goes in a second. First, I have to say, for legal reasons, it's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is technically timeless, because you're all on different timelines. You're all moving at different speeds. But all of the energy that's been going on, everything since back about at the 1010 portal, all the way back to October, everything's been building and building and building. Even as recent as the most recent eclipse gave your person some clarity. And there's been a lot of energies in Aries that have been pushing them to take action, because that's a planet of action. And even Mars is there. Aries is a sign of action, but with the planet of action, its home planet is sitting there right there in it. That being said, this is going to be interesting. So Venus in Taurus is blending nicely with the North Node in Taurus, which is not allowing for any wishy-washiness. Otherwise, they land in a tower. And so a decision needs to be made here, and when they don't, well, they're basically screwing themselves. That being said, let's take a look at the pre-shuffle. I got 3 wands crossed by the star. This pre-shuffle basically says it backs up everything. It backs up yesterday's new moon reading perfectly. I've got the 3 of wands, somebody wanting a whole new horizon, crossed by the star. The energy is there for it. It's here. It's there. With Venus in Taurus is like, hey, make a move. Let's do something. And there's that 10 of Wands. I said keep an eye on the entire month of June. Every reading I pull, not just your June readings, for the entire month of June, keep an eye on that 10 of Wands. We're waiting for this fool's back to break. All right? And right here, I see it starting to break. You see that Ace of Cups leaking? We got a leaky Ace of Cups crossing a 10 of Wands right here. And underneath that, bookending this 3 of Wands, is Temperance. This is an energy, and this takes me to the other little catchphrase for the energy of Venus and Taurus. I like to put it into little catchphrases for you so you kind of understand it. I don't like to get all technical with it. But this right here, Temperance, bookending, I should say, the 3 of Wands. This is someone coming to their senses. This is someone realizing what they need to do, and this is what the right thing is to do. Whether or not they do it, I can't predict their free will, but this is communication here. With this Temperance card of the Angel, tells me that this person sees very much the logic of jumping off this cliff, taking off the Cape of Assholeness and jumping off this cliff and getting on that ship where you are. Because I know from several extended readings and readings I've been pulling lately on top of that here on YouTube, that whatever the case, your person on the other side, whoever or whatever, however they're living, they're unhappy. And you were the one source of happiness, which they ran from because of, obviously devil energy or shit or red flags or whatever. It was their own shit that caused them to run. That being said, a tower just tried to flip out of the deck, by the way. But it was a tower reversed. That's very interesting. Let's see where we go. Let's shuffle the deck here. Give me the soulmate cycle and the effect of Venus and Taurus adding into the energies. We're now after the new moon. And we're after Venus already entering Taurus, so we know the universe knows exactly what's going on. It's just going to tell us what's going on. It's not going to make predictions, so it'll be a little bit more accurate. But you all have to apply it to your story, because there's thousands of people watching, and you're all dealing with a different person, I hope. All right, let's see here. This first card out is before the cut. It's why the fuck are we here? So why the fuck are we here? Six of Swords. Six of Swords. It's time for this. This is that energy of someone coming to their senses. This person here is in a canoe. And canoes, I don't know if you know anything about boats. I grew up with a dad who fished a lot. I do some fishing. I know that canoes aren't real good in choppy water. It's not a kayak. It's a canoe. And it's not real. You don't take it down a raging river. You try to stay close to shore. You don't go out where the currents are. It's not, if you're in a canoe and you're fishing, you stay close to shore. You stay, you cast toward the shore, basically, especially if you're bass fishing. Anyway, we used to go bass fishing up Lake Winnipesaukee up in New Hampshire. Nice. This is right now, June is the smallmouth season, as a matter of fact. I wish I had time to fly out there. But anyway, that being said, somebody come to their senses here, and they're moving that canoe out to calmer waters, because it needs to be there. It doesn't perform well in the choppy water. It's not a boat that's designed for that. And your person's not designed for the choppy water they're in. Their soul's in pretty good shape. It's the ego that's the damn problem. And it has been. What comes after that? Six of Swords. The Hangman. Someone come to their senses. I mean, the universe just, again, we get another divinely guided reading here. The universe just backing me up 100%. Somebody got a new perspective on how they've been living. The Six of Swords is moving on from choppy water to calm water. Somebody's been in choppy water. They got a new perspective on that. They want to move out of that. All right? This is nice. It's nice energy. It's not only forcing a decision, it's making people realize, your runners realize that it's the right decision. Now, on your side, you've got decisions to make too. And again, I always give you the advice, make sure you leave the door open for this person, but make sure you're not waiting. Make sure you're out living your life and utilizing the lessons you've learned from all this. Just because somebody else took a long time to come to their senses doesn't mean you have to sit there and wait for them. All right? You should have moved on too, and if they're right there with you, if your vibrations match, if you will, like the kids like to say, then great. If not, well, then at least you get some closure here. But somebody definitely sees the logic in coming towards you. All right, somebody who hadn't before. All right, let's go. Let's shuffle the deck here. Give me the soulmate cycle with the effect of Venus in Taurus, universe. Let's see where we go. I've been very excited about this reading. All right, I got my reading and I got my overall energy, and this is about fitting. Because I said it's not allowing for wishy-washiness, is it? No, it's not. And I've got this Seven of Cups here. I believe this is an energy of somebody making a decision. I'm only drawn to this wizard here. I call it a wizard because he looks like he's wearing a wizard hat. And if you look at that, he's like, wait, I'm not getting fucked over by all these decisions. I'm just going to pick one. Right? He looks like he knows what he's doing. You could trust that guy. That kind of thing. There's somebody here, I think, making a decision. What's crossing the Seven of Cups here? Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. See? Somebody here realizes what they want to do. They've done a lot of thinking back. There's that energy of coming to the senses. There's that energy of someone who sees the logic in coming towards you. And seeds that have been planted a long time ago are starting to grow within this person. This is a decision being made. Now, it is minor arcana. Their free will and your person could run amok with their brain and get all kinds of fears generated. We saw those in the new moon reading yesterday with that devil that came out from the message from the universe. But by all accounts, the energy coming off of this is a decision's being made. They're not letting all these, stories get to them too much. And I believe that's true. I do. Yeah. All right, let's go. Readings on the flip. Right here's the energy around your connection. Right here's how your person feels in their emotions. Right here's how they feel in the soul about you, not what they show you, not what they tell you, because that's bullshit. It's also the condition of their soul as well. It can tell us that. How are they? Right here's the hidden energy, message from the universe. What the fickle old gal wants you to know. I'll tell you, it's red with the energy of the connection. Right here's the potential final outcome, which is usually red with their emotions. Their emotions lead to the outcome. The soul drives it, but their emotions lead to the outcome. That's it. I will clarify everything, throw some universe cards over the top, and you bet your sweet asses I will extend this. There will be a link for it extended in the description. All right, there definitely will be, because this is, your person coming to their senses is big news. I mean, World News Tonight should be reporting on this. Let me tell you, it's good energy. It is. It's good. All right, let's see where we go. What's the energy around the connection? Let's not prejudge a reading. Let's say, yeah, well, we probably should have seen that coming. That's the Lovers. Yeah. Again, a choice has been made. A decision has been made. When the Lovers falls in the energy around the connection, a decision has been made. And I get both. I'm looking at two people there, two energies. Now, I'm not talking about you and your person. I'm talking about your person has made a decision. All right, they are going to be aware with this Venus and Taurus energy of exactly what they want to do. They're of two minds within themselves. Where usually they're just of two. There are two minds that have come to a meeting of the minds within themselves. Whereas usually that's not the case. Usually they're just of two minds within themselves, where they tell themselves, yes, I want to go toward the divine feminine, but I'm going to talk myself out of it with a bunch of nonsense. I don't see that nonsense happening. All right, I see this as very good. Also, this tells me the energy itself is major arcana. The energy itself is set for the connection to come together. So it's up to your person's free will. I hope they are this wizard here, because he looked like he can make a decision. And if they can't, they're going to land in a tower. There's no doubt. This energy with Venus and Taurus is not allowing for wishy-washy in and out bullshit. Emotions. How do they feel? Page of Pentacles. It's a card of the student. It's someone who's nervous about it. It's someone who's learned, though. They've learned some hard lessons here. You know, they thought they could just dismiss this and cast it off. Most of your people did. I mean, that's clear from the energy. They thought they could just get rid of it. It would just go away. It never did. This person learned a lot from spying on you. This is one of my biggest cards of spying. They did. They thought about you a lot. They dreamt about you a lot. And it just made the energy stronger, all of them doing that. You know, they thought they were running away, and they'd just keep you in their mind. And, oh, I'll remember back to how I felt. There's some strange energy here, and it sounds corny, I know. But they want to feel that way again. What's that way? That way is the soul recognition, you know, that you guys had initially, that initial spark. They want to feel that again. It's never really left. The energy of the connection's been building, but there's never anything like that first hit. You know, kind of a thing like that. It's like they say drug addicts chase that first high. That's all they do the rest of the time is chase that first high, and they never can find it because the brain rewires. Well, their soul is rewired a little bit, so they can't really find that soul recognition again, and they won't find it until they come together with you. I think they're learning that. They are nervous about talking to you, though. That energy's there too. How do they feel in the soul about you, or what's the condition of their soul? Yeah, I believe that. Cups belong in the soul. This is one of the cards I don't like when cups. In the new moon reading that I did yesterday, we got the 4 of Cups here from another deck. Here we have the 5 of Cups. That's an escalation. We look for that. Like I said, this is part 2 of the new moon reading. They tie together. I left this energy out of it for a reason. I didn't want it bleeding in because I wanted to single it out. Look at that. We even see an escalation here from the 4 of Cups in the new moon reading to the 5 of Cups in this reading. How do they feel in the soul? Because, well, look, it's bookending the Lovers. I said the energy got stronger. The more they ran, the more they dreamed about you, the more they spied on you, the more they learned from you, whatever it was, it got stronger and stronger. They're feeling really, 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 really sad. All right, I said at the beginning of this reading, rewind, I did. I said your person's unhappy. They are. There's an unhappy energy. They might even be lonely, some of them. Even if they're married, they might even be lonely in that connection. Because this is very powerful. And the more powerful this gets, the sadder this person gets. So how they really feel about you is they blew it, if I wanted to phrase it in that manner. Right? How do they truly feel about you in the soul? They blew it. There's a lot of regret for most of them making something work on the other side with whatever energies were around them, those 3 cups down. It didn't work out. I said that in yesterday's new moon reading too, and I'll repeat it here. It's 5 cups. It's a lot of regret. It's also one of the cards that brings in communication. And when it's paired with the Lovers, I believe that. What's the universe want to tell you? The hidden energy here. It's red with the Lovers. 2 of Wands. Yeah, they've let go. Whatever these 3 cups are that are down, they've let go of it. They are setting the intention to come towards you. We saw this card at some point yesterday in the extended for the new moon. I remember talking about this card. It is a very strong energy of somebody who has let go of something. All right. All that matters right now is moving this on to calmer waters or making themselves happy. It's fixing their life so that they are happy. All right. And it makes sense for them to do that. With Venus and Taurus, it's a very come to your senses, I know what I need to do kind of energy. And that's been reflected in the cards big time. What's the potential final outcome? Red with the Page of Pentacles. And look who's back. The why the fuck are we here card, the Six of Swords. Again, it's the same thing. I'm not going to tell you the canoe story again. I'm not going to teach you how to fish for smallmouth bass in Lake Winnipesaukee. I'm not going to teach you that. But I won't repeat myself. But I am going to tell you, this is communication when it falls here to Six of Swords. It's not the fastest moving energy. And I believe it because it's paired with a page. They're nervous about doing it. But this person here is all done with choppy water. They've let go of something. We now know it's choppy water, or it has something to do with these three cups down, or both. Either way, the most powerful card on the table here, on the whole table, is the energy around your connection. This Lover's card. So this bleeds over everything. Okay? It's all they can think about. It's blinding, right? Blinded by the light kind of a thing. All right. I believe they make a decision. I don't pick up a lot of confusion. Usually this card is confusion leading to illusion, leading to delusion, all kinds of... No, I'm only drawn to this damn wizard. And look at him. He knows exactly... I know exactly what to do. Come with me. You know, like that. Look at... That's my wizard voice. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to clarify with the Light Seer deck. Let's see where we go here. Tell me about this Lover's card. And I promise I won't do my wizard voice again. All right, here we go. Why is the Lovers here? I know exactly what to do. I don't know why I always make the wizard Indian. I'm not sure what the fuck's wrong with me with that. I don't know what the hell's going on. I know exactly what to do. All right, fine. The Lovers. Let's go. Why is it here? All right. Okay. Oh, of course. It's the Emperor. Yeah. Somebody was stubborn. The affecting energy right now is somebody trying to take control of things. It's not a Burger King energy. The Burger King energy is past energy within this. The reason these two aren't together, right? The reason they're not together is because somebody was stubborn here. And somebody is aware of their behavior. When I see this affecting energy of the Lovers as the Emperor, and I see it bookend in this right here, it's a she on the card. She is well aware of those two cups still standing, and well aware that all this is their fault, that they did it. But this is an energy of control. All right, somebody is taking control of this, and we see it. Right here. They're taking control of this canoe. It's in choppy water. I just got done telling you a while back, these are not boats that are made for choppy water. You don't take a canoe down a raging river. You're an idiot if you do that. It's just going to flip over or whatever. They're very, very tricky boats. You can't even stand up in them, really, unless you're a complete fool. All right, what's on top? But they will get you there, but you need to move on to calmer waters. Look at that. I was just talking about it, right? Acting the fool, the Emperor. I said it's not a Burger King, but the Burger King is why it's here. This just backed up what I told you. I said the past energy was the Burger King. Somebody who had to have it their way. Somebody was stubborn. Somebody fucked this whole thing up, right? The affecting energy is a controlled Emperor now, in the present, all right? And I told you that, and then what do I pull? Why is the Lovers here? Because of this. Because of their past energy, because they were the Burger King. This is the Burger King. The out of balance Emperor only reflects King of Wands. It's right there. Because of this, that's why these two haven't come together yet. That's why this energy is sitting here, right? Crossed by an Emperor who's, still sitting in his Papazon chair, holding his vibrator, waiting for you to come to them. Nobody coming, and they know it. So it's time for them, the logical decision is time to make a move. It's time to make a decision. It's time to move this on to calmer waters. This boat doesn't perform well in choppy waters. What does that mean to them in the 3D? They're unhappy. All right? And they've learned a lot of lessons here. Not a lot. I mean, it's a page. But they have learned some lessons here. They've certainly let go of something. And what have they let go of? We have to ask. Well, this card is red with these. So they let go of that. They have not let go of the connection. The connection is the baseline energy here. Why is the King of Wands here? Yeah. Realize the error of their ways. Again, come to their senses. The hermit. The hermit. Again, this person knows. It's everything I just told you just got backed up. They know they fucked up here. It's an inner wisdom coming up from this person that can't be stopped. There's nothing they can do. It cannot be stopped. They're being forced to look at this. And with Venus and Taurus, they're forced to make a decision. It's decision time. If they get wishy-washy with this boat's going to flip. All right? If they well, I'm going to turn around and go back to choppy water. Well, in the fact of turning around the boat, they're actually then sideways to the choppy water, which you never want to do, because that'll knock your boat over in a second. If you're in a big ship out in the ocean and there's big waves coming in, you ride into the waves. You don't ride to the side of the waves. You'll flip over. So this person here puts themselves in, if they turn around, they land in a tower. Even this card backs it up with all of that energy. So again, like I've been telling you, there's no room for them to be wishy-washy here, and they're really, really, really sad. When that card's in the soul, that's some deep sadness, because there's a lot of deep wisdom coming up about how they behaved here. Okay, Page of Pentacles. It looks like in the end they reach out. We'll have to see what clarifies here. But for a good number of you, I believe they are with this energy. We got a very low percentage reaching out. Well, it was a B minus, I think, C plus kind of level energy of people reaching out from the new moon. But I hadn't included this energy in that. That's why. The new moon energy alone is just, again, it's that energy of allowing you to process everything. So this is the energy that forces some kind of action, and it's helping. And I said back when I pulled Venus, I forget what I pulled, if it was Venus in Aries or if it was Jupiter in Aries, I said once Venus moves into Taurus, it's even more urgency for them to act. And I'm right. It's coming up here. Why is the Page of Pentacles here in their emotions? How do they feel? Tell me about their feelings. Yeah, it's time. It's go time. It's the Ace of Wands is the effect. The affecting energy around them is this undying urge, ants in their pants, to take some action here. They're a little nervous. They're scaling back to a page. What's on top? Five of Wands. See, there it is. There's that little bit of argument. There's that nervousness. Yeah, they might be nervous about your reaction. They certainly have some explaining to do. I mean, that I would expect to see that. And it's very minor. It's the weakest energy in the tarot as I read the cards, as the energy reflects back at me. And this is my reading, so there you go. Why is the Five of Wands here? There it is. I've been predicting it since the beginning of this. In fact, it tried to jump out of the Witch's deck, if you remember, while I was shuffling, and I mentioned that. That tower was reversed, but it doesn't matter. It's a tower. Again, indecision is going to cause a tower. There's an energy around them of it's go time. Okay, I'll phrase it like this. I'll home spin it for you. There's an energy around them, all right, pushing them. It's go time. It's go time. It's go time. Your person, because they're nervous, this Page of Pentacles, gets in their own way a little bit. Just very little, very minor, back and forth. And every time they do that, they land in a tower. What's the tower? Well, it can mean a lot of different things. I think, just to give you a general, I think it's this. This looks pretty bad to me. They end up bummed out if they don't do it. It's like someone who tried to quit drinking and then they started drinking again. They get mad at themselves. They get bummed out. Well, I failed. That kind of thing. They feel like they fail every time they don't come towards you. And they mask it with ego. So it doesn't reflect out to the outside world, because heaven forbid their image gets ruined or something like that. Well, their image is going to get real ruined if that boat flips over. Why is the Five of Cups here? Let's talk about the soul energy. This is just, falling perfectly. The cards are doing exactly what they should be doing, falling exactly where they should be falling. It's just like yesterday's new moon reading. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. Jesus. All right. Well, I do, and I explained it, obviously. I'm pulling on the energy. I'm not asking the universe to predict anything. I'm asking it to tell me what's going on. There's a big difference. It's why my 3 quick card with me readings are often very accurate, because I'm just asking the universe and knows to just tell me what it wants to tell me. What's it want to tell everyone like that? Well, this is similar type of pull. All right, because the event's already happened. It's already there. The energy is here. 5 of Cups. Tell me about the soul energy. Tell me about this. Why is this here? The affecting energy around it is the Magician. Somebody wants to turn this around. Again, remember we had the Ace of Wands here. I said they're in an environment. The affecting energy around them is it's go time. Right? It was the same thing in the soul is what this is saying. It's go time. They want to turn this around. And that makes sense, because the why the fuck are we here card from the before the cut was this Six of Swords, which is also our final ending. And again, this is not a boat that's designed for choppy water. You want to, oh, there's some calm water over there, I best get over there. It makes logical sense. It's someone who comes to their senses. All right. The energy around them, even in the soul, is an urge to do something here. This is another action card. All right. They want to fix this. They want to turn this around. What's on top? Three of Wands again. We started with the Three of Wands. Remember the Cape of Assholeness and the little ship offshore and all that? Well, right here. Here's my surfer girl. She went all the way to the water. This person's come to you a lot of times. They keep chickening out. I'm telling you, you're dealing with somebody who's typed a message and just never hit send, metaphorically speaking. She got all the way to the water here. I used to say this about this card all the time. The energy around it wasn't there. It hasn't been there for a while. But it's here again. It's right there. She drove all the way out. All the way out from the valley. It's a pain in the ass. I know if you don't live out here in Southern California, you don't know, but it's a pain in the ass to get from the damn valley all the way out to the remote beach she probably at, and all the way up the north coast and all that. She put a suit on, she got her board, she got all this lit, and she's just standing there. All that's stopping her from going in is these Five of Wands. It's minor bullshit. Well, what if there's Portuguese man of war in there? What if there's jellyfish? Could be a killer whale. I mean, now you're getting out of hand with the killer whale. There's no killer whale out there. All right, you're going to be fine. All right. So they're right on the edge. There's an energy around, even in the soul, saying it's go time. And there's an energy here with the Ace of Wands saying it's go time. And every time they don't go, they land in a tower. That's what the universe is telling us. It's telling us exactly what I've been telling you. Right here, why is the Three of Wands here? What the hell? Death, yeah. Transformation. It's major arcana. We are surrounded by major arcana. The affecting energy is major arcana, and the final energy here in the soul energy is major arcana. This is, again, this is somebody who knows there's an energy pushing them to go. Deep in the soul, how they feel about you, I'll phrase it to you this way, because this is initially how I pulled it. How they feel about you, they're a little nervous about coming towards you, but every fiber of their being, soul, mind, body, and soul is pushing them to do it. Why? Why are they nervous? Why is she not in the water? Because of nonsense. Because you're a whole different world for them. You're a complete transformation of energy. But the problem is with this here, this tells me their soul is already transformed. It's already happened. They've already changed. They can't keep living in the energy they've been living in. They're going to be unhappy. They can't keep this boat in the choppy water. It's going to flip over. All right? It is what it is. We had two canoes when I was a kid. We had a Mansfield canoe. It was a little wider in the middle. It was nice. It was a bit like this one here, except it was green. And we had the 17-foot tin can, which my dad accidentally blew up with an M80. So it had a big hole in the front that he had a friend weld a patch on. Yeah. He used to go out in the lake and throw fireworks out in the water and set off the explosives out in the water. One time, one got up underneath the canoe. That was a funny day, because it blew the front end right up. But either way, neither one of those boats was very good in choppy water. So I know a little bit about it. And the universe gives me energy for things that I know, that it knows I'm going to understand, just like it does for all of you. I get it. I'm trying to explain it the best I can for people that have never been in a canoe. But you don't take them in choppy water. The energies around this person, they can no longer sit in the choppy. It's getting too choppy for them. Their soul has changed. There's a transformation here. They're nervous to come toward you because you're something completely different. All right? And that tower is my dad accidentally blowing up the front end of the canoe with an M80. I can't remember if it hit the water or if he just chucked it and it didn't go far enough and it landed in the front of the boat. I don't remember which it was. I just remember it was fucking funny as hell. That's all. I wish they'd have filmed it. It would have ended up on one of those America's Funniest Home Video shows or something. It definitely would have. But either way, that's the tower for them. That's the metaphor for the tower for them. All right, they blow up their own boat every time they get in their own way. The universe is pushing this person. It's very clear with the lovers here. The universe sets this energy. The universe set the table. You're sitting at it. We're waiting for them to bring the food. All right. It's very clear that every time this person gets in their head and chickens out a little bit and she don't jump in the water, there's a tower. And that tower is that, I'm going to throw this firework here. There we go. Boom. Oh, shit. It landed in the front of the boat. Now they got a hole in the front of the boat. That kind of thing. It is. They keep blowing up their own damn boat. Now, I believe this boat is moving steadily towards calm waters. That's how I feel the energy. I feel it just like that. Why is the Two of Wands here? That old tin can. I wonder if I got any pictures of that. I don't know. Anyway, let's see here. Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Why is it here? Let's talk about this, because I see this moving forward. I also see, you know, they can't not. They've changed. Your person's been completely rewired. They've learned a lot. I got the card of the student here. Even their ego has learned. Their ego's taken some hits here, because they thought they could just brush you off, and they can't. They're stuck with you. It's time to either make it work or at least get some closure here. But I think they're done with being unhappy on their side. I read that off the Two of Wands, which I'm shuffling on now. Why is the Two of Wands here? And I'm right. I am right. It's the High Priestess. Yeah, they're done with being unhappy. Again, I've got a Hermit here. I can see clearly now, right? It's more of that energy, but it's more a case of somebody coming to their senses. Like I told you, like I paraphrased it. It is. And they're coming to their senses. Just... the high priest, the high priestess and the hermit here. The hermit is just this inner wisdom making them really, really, really feel this connection and see what an asshole they've been. I'll phrase it like that. But this is inside them. This is making this high priestess is all the stuff that they carpet swept about their life, about the way they've been living. But for a lot of you, maybe telling people that they were happy when they weren't. You know, that fakey McFakerman energy, that Queen of Wands. What's on top here? Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. It's been a long... The universe is saying... this is a message for you from the universe, of course. It wants to tell you it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? It's been a long time coming. This is the slowest energy in the tarot. It has. This person... I use the analogy all the time for the runners in this cycle of sticking their hand in the meat grinder for a second time thinking something different's going to happen. It's called a fucking meat grinder. But in today's analogy here for this reading, it's the canoe. They kept riding this canoe through choppy water, and they kept tipping over, and then they got to flip it back over and get in the boat and dig all the water out of it, and then they go back on, but they stay in the choppy water. They come out. Every time they go into calm water, it's as though they don't know what to do with it. It's a little bit of like I pulled, I think it was the June Extended, the June Overview Extended. I think it was called Stockholm Syndrome. Or there was a recent reading for some sign possibly called Stockholm Syndrome. Either way, this is Stockholm Syndrome. With your person, they're so used to their captor. Their captor being however they've been living their life. It could be a marriage, it could be a relationship, it could be a family, it could be just how they've been living. They're so used to it, but the door is wide open for this person. All the inner wisdom's coming up, everything they swept under the carpet's coming out. They're perfectly fine. They've got the paddle, they're good to go. They got the shirt off, the sun's coming out, it's calm waters. This person is, you know, again with this Five of Wands, they will convince themselves that, no, I need to go back to the choppy water. They've just been captive in their own life for so long. It's been a long time coming, but this energy is changing, this King of Wands. Their ego is coming down. All right, why is the Ace of Pentacles here? See? Look at that. That was the crossing card here. It's that energy that's forcing them. It's this undying urge for a new beginning, for something new in their life. Once all this comes out, you can't put it back. It's easy to carpet sweep things as they happen, but it's very difficult when they come back. You know, that's what any therapist will tell you. Once we get the stuff flowing, it takes a while to get a patient to open up, but once you do and the shit starts coming out, oh man, there's no way to push it back down. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. And that's what's happened here. They can't unsee you. They can't unfeel you. They can't unrealize how they've been behaving, how they've been living. There's been some kind of image with this person that they've been trying to keep up. Some kind of ego thing. All right, so here's our final outcome. And I want you to know about your person. I want you to know who you're dealing with. You know, sometimes we pull that old Queen of Wands, don't we? Fakey McFakerman. And I say it like that. I describe the energy to you as, you know, someone who puts out a pretense, someone who lies, you know, the queen of the cover story. They feel one thing on the inside, say something else on the outside. But you know, there's always another energy around the Queen of Wands, that Fakey McFakerman card. And I don't usually read it, and it's not here on the table, but I'm going to give it to you anyway because it's a very common card to come out, and while it's past tense here, it's also an energy around the King of Wands. And it's be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. The Queen of Wands, I'll use that as an example, can be a whole lot of be careful what you wish for. She can bring a whole lot of trouble into your life, right? If they come with all that baggage, if they're not cured, if they haven't looked at all the stuff that's carpet swept, and they show up with all that baggage, they can also be very pretentious and very materialistic. So they could come in and spend all your money or get you into trouble and all that kind of stuff. They're sometimes more trouble than they're worth. That's why I don't like the King and Queen of Wands. It's in certain contexts as they fall. This right here is a cured king. This is okay. All right, and I don't have Fakey McFakerman yet. So keep that in mind with all the reading, because my readings all tie together. And a lot of them are timeless. So some of you watch the older readings, you see that Queen of Wands. I want you to also know that, yeah, while that Queen of Wands might be coming your way, in some cases, you might know, if they're not cured, they can be a whole lot of trouble. All right? They can disrupt your world and disrupt your growth. So I like to tell you about your person so that you know what's coming at you. Who's coming at you and why, right? This here is good. They're a little I don't blame them for being a little nervous. You're completely different than what they're used to. You're calm water. You're water that a canoe can easily ride on. And that's all they got is a canoe. All right? The theme of our reading is the fucking canoe, apparently, but it is what it is. The universe giving me the energy this way probably because it'll make sense to most of you. This boat does not work in choppy water. They are unhappy. It's time to move on to calm, and they need to stop making excuses as to why they're not coming towards you. And I believe they do. I'm shuffling now. Tell me about this Six of Swords. What's the final on this? You know, I don't have a fucking devil on the table, and that's really worrying me. Okay, that's going to be something for the extended. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do in the extended in a second. First, I'm going to show you this card. Right here is the Six of Cups. This has come to their senses. These cards are read with these cards. This person cannot escape this. There's a lot of past lives here. I got 2 sixes right here. That's forward movement. And I've got someone from the past coming back. I've got someone now. This tells me, I said about this, I did, rewind. I said it feels to me like they're all set. They're paddling out. They're not going to turn this thing around. They might. There's a chance of a little bit of a turnaround, but I don't think they turn around completely. This whole reading reads, especially with Temperance bookending the Three of Wands in the pre-shuffle. This whole reading reeks of someone coming towards you. Someone who's come to their senses a little bit. It's good energy. When blending with all the other energies around, it's not just all of my readings tie together. You've got to keep that in mind. I'm not like other channels out here that just pull readings willy-nilly. I'm here studying the connection. And to study something, you peel back the layers. And that's what I'm doing. With all the energies around this person, all the way back to the 10-10, but just as recent as the most recent eclipse, they've had a lot of clarity. Okay, there's a lot of truths that have come to light about their life, about the shit they carpet sweep. So understand, this Five of Wands is telling me that's a reduction in the bullshit. It's not a Seven of Swords, is it? It's a reduction. It's Five of Wands. It's very minor. It's bullshit, right? It's bullshit. But if the bullshit gets in the way, and I think one of the things they're realizing is if the bullshit gets in the way, they land in a tower. It's a bit like training a dog, isn't it? Your person's a bit like, I called them once, they're a lot like birds. Training a bird is the same way. The bird, if you want a bird to come to you when you call it, it's not going to do that. Birds don't do what they don't want to do. He's going to give you the middle talon and tell you to fuck off. But if there's a treat at the other end of it, well, there you go. But let's but what if he doesn't? There's an opposite way you could train the bird. And some people do this with dogs, and I don't advocate it. They buy those electric collars kind of things. Right? I don't advocate that. I think that's shit. I don't think you should do that. But you can reward, you can punish the negative, all right? Just as well as you can reward the positive. So what this person is realizing here is if they don't come towards you, they get zapped. Okay? So there's no treat. It's not like you're holding a treat. It's just better to come towards you because they're tired of getting zapped with towers. Okay? It's like that, you know. And that's your person. And what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way is your person is someone, you're dealing with someone who has to learn the hard way. And so that's a whole lot of be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Okay? This is someone who learns the hard way. It really is. And we see it with all the carpet sweeping they did. Right? They swept everything. Unhappiness, just swept it. and lied about, oh, I'm happy, everything's fine, yeah, it's no big deal, yeah, everything's good, we're happily married, or my life is great, and they ran from you and all that. It's all bullshit. What's on top here? Look at that. The high priestess came back. Everything I said, everything I just said just got validated. This is because they can't push it back. And there's no turning back. All right? There's no turning back. It's what I told you. I feel like this time this boat is going. Because every time they don't come towards you, every time they get in their head, this is a card of the student. Okay? The student. Right? A good student, too. Every time they don't come towards you, what does this student learn? One of its lessons, every time they don't come towards you, and they get in their head, boom, they get zapped. They get their nuts blown clean off like that squirrel right there. Every time they don't come towards you. This person has figured it out. It's taken them a while. This person stuck their hand in the meat grinder or got zapped many times. I mean, I don't think they're stupid. I just think they have a hard time with emotion. And they have to, all this stuff is now out. It's out for them to look at. And it does give them pause, but this is no turning back is what this energy is here. Why is the High Priestess here? This next card is red with the Tower, and it's the Three of Pentacles, and I believe that's true. I believe someone who, there's no turning back. This is communication when it falls here. This is working together. I believe that they at least want to talk to you. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's going to be a big, in your arms, we just start banging, right? Dry humping, we're so horny. That kind of thing. I'm not saying that. But I am saying they do show up and want to talk to you because there's no turning back, because they're tired of getting hit by the electricity. They're tired of getting zapped by the Tower. And the reason they are, I think they'll figure out real quickly once you guys have a conversation. This is a very practical card, isn't it? The Three of Pentacles. Well, Taurus is an earth sign. And Venus is in there. It's a practical energy of Venus. It's very nice. It flows through. It's someone who genuinely wants to fix this and move this on to calmer waters, even if it's just closure. I see it. There's no turning back here because everything they carpet swept is out. They know they're unhappy. Time to put the ego down. The Hermit is forcing that. The Hermit's an old soul energy. It doesn't have an ego, right? It doesn't have ego or pride. It's evolved beyond that. So it's pushing that King of Wands energy out. And this person's transformed. And how do I know that as well? The Hermit here, right, that inner wisdom coming out, ting, little light going off, is bookending the Death card in this reading, technically. The End card here and the End card here. See? And who's coming towards you? The Burger King, the King of Wands, the person who was the King of Wands, is right here now. They're a little girl with a surfboard standing on the edge of the water, ready to go in. Their energy is transformed, and it's transformed because everything they've carpet swept, everything from the inside has come up. All right, and they're tired of getting zapped. It's not the right way to train a bird, but if not coming towards you got them zapped in the talon, they would learn pretty quick. It's probably a good idea to go when that fool whistles over there. Okay? It's not the right way to train them. I'm going to point that out, but for purposes of this reading, I had to point out the reverse training method. The best training method is just to hold a treat, and if they come towards you, have them step up on you and you give them the treat, and you put them back down. Eventually, they'll just lie to you. They're like, well, I'm going to get a treat. I'm going to fly over there. You know, kind of a thing like that. That's the best way to do it. You don't have to zap any animal with electricity. I hope the fuck you're not doing that. But your person's been getting zapped quite a bit. I tell you what, they're coming to work on things. They're coming to work on things here. Let's see what else the universe wants to tell you. Look, I harp on this stuff, and I try to explain it in a way 20,000 people will understand, which is not easy. I know some of you are highly intelligent. You're like Mr. Spock, and you're like, he over-explains things too much. No, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with a general audience. Not everybody watching me is Mr. Spock. Okay, so calm the fuck down. All right? Don't have a bunch of... Not everyone is PhD this and PhD that. It's good to explain things to people. Why? Because I want everyone to understand who the fuck they're dealing with here. All right? And who's coming towards them. You know, it's someone who's coming towards you in a good energy, but I'm not sure they're completely healed. And I'm worried I don't see a devil here. All right, now I'm shuffling the Witch's deck one more time. I'm going to ask for 3 cards and a bottom card from the universe. Let's find out what else it wants to tell you, and then I'll tell you. I think in the extended, I'm going to focus on you a little bit, how they feel about you and what happened with you, because we pulled a lot on the third energy in the extended for the new moon. If it comes up, we'll talk about it, but I think I think there's a missing devil here. All right, there's something missing. And here we go. King of Swords, devil's still missing. Four of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. You see that read? Oh boy, that's awesome. It's the Four of Wands is crossed by the Three of Swords. The message from the universe is Steve's right. Listen to everything I've told you, also my bird training methods. But other than that, and my canoe tips. But as far as your person goes directly, I'm 100% spot on. I just got backed up by the universe. If you don't want to believe that your person is this screwed up, well, or unhappy on their side, well, that's on you. And it's varying levels of screwed up. I mean, for some of them it's very minor, for some of them it's very major. All right, some of them went through some serious trauma. Okay, and some of them didn't. Some of them were just spoiled brats. It could be that, as minor as that. Either way, I got three swords here. One of the cards that brings people in these ends the separation phase. It's crossing the Four of Wands. They're unhappy. Three of Swords crossing the Four of Wands. Three of Swords is the affecting energy around a marriage, is one way to phrase it. The Three of Swords is the affecting energy around their life, how they've been living, is another way to phrase it. However you want to slice it, they're unhappy. And they're fixing to do something about it because there's no love. And they've realized the value of it. Somehow, some way, they've learned the value of love. I suspect it's from this connection. This is the most love I can pull from the deck. The water is nowhere near her. I don't see it. She's my desert queen. They want to give that cup of love. They've got nobody on their side to give it to. So the King of Swords needs to do some cutting. Needs to fire a few people, right, around them. Change things. Needs to get up out of the chair and do something. I believe they are. And this is good motivation. Three of Swords is very strong motivation. I still don't have a devil. You want motivation from there? Crossing the Three of Swords is the Magician. It's verifying the very thing I just told you. I just got done saying Three of Swords is motivation. Right? I said it just like that. I sped it up a little right there. But it is. This is motivation. This is the action card. This is that card that was crossing in the soul over here, the Magician. All right? Very important to understand. There's an energy around them forcing them to take action because they're unhappy in how they've been living. And right here, the King of Swords, the King of Truth, takes action. This is a king who, I like the King of Swords. The King of Swords gets things done. You can count on that. They make a plan. It's a good plan. And they take action towards it. And right here, it's all because of love. It's all in the name of love. It's all in the name of this person is, I tell you this, I pick up on their energy. They're sad and lonely. And I don't think they're going to not make a decision. Oh, there's a double negative. I think they're going to make a decision this time. I do. I believe that this Seven of Cups, and it got backed up by the reading. Because they've realized that every time they don't, okay, they get zapped. And you know, while it's a cruel training method for animals, it's how your person's been trained. It's cruel or not. They've been getting zapped, be it by karma, be it by sadness, whatever it is, they've been getting zapped. For what? For this behavior. And now with the Emperor that was crossing here, the Emperor is taking control. I always give you transparency in my readings. I like to show you, I just read the energy. I don't need these cards. The same story would have come out with or without these cards. But at the end of the day, I like that I throw the cards because you get to see it play out on the table and I can point you back to things. It's a nice way to do it. So that being said, it's right there with 100% transparency into everything. This final outcome here, that's not surprising. Three of Pentacles. You guys have nothing. You have no trust built. You have no nothing because this person's kept secret everything they feel for you. All of it. And I know they feel a lot because I've got the most love I could pull from the deck and it's equal and opposite reaction, the Three of Swords. In the other angle, the most pain I can pull from the deck. So, it is what it is. I'm going to pull and extend it. I'm going to pull on how they feel about you. I'm going to pull on why this queen is sitting in the desert. Why there's no love around them. And I'm going to try and find the devil. And I know sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But we can find the devil through a lot of cards without the devil coming out. There's something here. There is some sort of toxin around this person that they carpet swept. I want to see what came up from the depths. And I want to see how it relates to you in particular. All right. I pulled on the third energy, their marriage. It always, if they're married or if they're or controlled by a family. I pulled on that yesterday in the new moon reading. It's the same shit we always get. I'm not going to, if it shows up in the extended, we'll talk about it. But I really want to talk about you, this person in relation to you and the role you've played and what is all this that's coming up from the depths. All right. We'll find out. If you want the extended, the link is there for you. I want it because I'm studying the connection. I need to do it anyway. So I'm doing it anyway. So if you want it, the link is in the description. If you like this reading, I hope this reading was helpful. If I helped one person today with this reading, I've done my job, karmically speaking. Even if I've taught you how to properly operate a canoe or train a bird, I have done my job, right? If you get if anybody out there putting a choke collar with a zapper on a bird or a dog, hopefully you're not doing that anymore. Because that's not, you can train in the opposite direction without cruelty. Cruelty-free training, please. That being said, I hope this reading was helpful on the soulmate side in particular. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right? Good luck.